I am ashamed and to some extent humiliated by the fact that for the past 3 years, many of you have sought to destroy my credibility. Many of you have taken every opportunity presented to you to try to destroy the image and the work of Dr. Umar Johnson. Although I am the only, I repeat, I am the only, I will say again, I am the only personality in the Black consciousness circuit with my expertise in child mental health, special education, and school psychology. Despite that I'm the only one who can give Black parents that type of expertise from within the conscious community, you didn't care enough about our children. You didn't care enough about our children to say, hands off of Dr. Umar, because he's doing the work that no other speaker in the conscious community can do. Let me say that again. He's doing the work that no other speaker in the conscious community can do. He's filling a void that no other speaker in the conscious community can fill. That doesn't make me more important, because those brothers and sisters also have expertises and interests and competencies that the community can benefit as well. I'm simply stating that when it comes to the school to prison pipeline, I am the foremost expert in that area, not just in Black consciousness, but within Black America. So it does hurt me. It does hurt me for someone who have worked as long as I have, and have given their life as fully and as in-depthly and as selflessly as I have, to be attacked by members of the very same community that I sought to help. Yes, the campaign began right here in my own city, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, with a brother who I used to work with at a African Senate charter school. He was the first to write articles about me not having a doctorate. Obviously a lie. Okay. He was the first to write letters about me stating I was misusing the funds. Obviously a lie. And then another brother who's not from Philadelphia but was living here at the time joined in on the charade and joined in on the campaign. And then a sister from Texas joined in, and then other people joined in simply because they had nothing better to do and clearly could not have been working on behalf of African people, because there's no way you can have time to tear down the foremost scholar in this country if you genuinely have something of significance to do for Black people. As you all know, GoFundMe. I got a message from GoFundMe that they intend to take down or remove the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy campaign from their platform if I do not provide them with a statement of funds and with a contact number for the realtor of FDMG. To this second, I have not moved to provide them with the information that they have requested. And the reason I have not moved to provide them with the information that they have requested is because I have already previously provided them with the bank statement and the bank details, and have given them full legal permission to contact the bank without my presence to find out whether or not a single penny, of the funds donated to me in the cause of building America's first independent Black boy academy based strictly off the principles of revolutionary Pan-African nationalism and international economics. I gave them permission to contact the bank to find out if Dr. Umar misappropriated a single penny of any of the funds that you all have so graciously given me from your earnings over the past years. But rather than do that, they continue to harass me. Every time one of you, not white people, but Black people, every time one of you complains about me to GoFundMe, they contact me asking for information that they have already received. And given the fact that GoFundMe keeps so much of the money, of the funds that are donated, of that $402,000 that you see on the platform's website, we've only received about $250,000, maybe $275,000 of your donations. For the sake of convenience, GoFundMe has kept over $125,000 to $50,000 of that money, just for the sake of convenience, robbing us, and then have the audacity to ask for proof when you've taken already so much money from us, when you've already been provided with that proof. So as far as I'm concerned, they can pretty much suspend the campaign, which will in turn force all of you to send your donations in by check or by money order. Brothers and sisters, I'm not a crook. I am not a thief. My ambitions and my interests are a lot greater than money. What I want to do for our people and what I want to do for our young people goes beyond money. I know many of the hustlers in the conscious community, and I know that many of the hustlers in the black community can't think beyond their next meal, can't think beyond their next shopping spree, can't think beyond their next rent or mortgage payment. But Dr. Umar Johnson is a visionary. I think in-depthly and I think very far into the future in terms of how I can best make a contribution to impact our people. But it bothers me that the same thing that was done to the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, it bothers me that the same thing that was done to the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, greatest black leader and organizer of the 20th century, 100 years ago. 100 years ago. Black men and women went to the government of the United States and begged them to destroy Marcus Garvey, begged them to incarcerate Marcus Garvey, begged them to deport Marcus Garvey. And so here we are 100 years later. And as a race of people, we still have not learned. 100 years later, and the same thing that was done to the king of Pan-Africanism is now being done to the prince of Pan-Africanism. But I want all my supporters to know. And I want all my college student supporters to know. And I want all the elders and the teenagers and the little children who support me. The unnamed millions from Africa to Australia, to the United Kingdom, to the Caribbean, to Central and South America, to Canada, to the South Pacific, to China, to Japan, throughout the entire world. I want my supporters to know that I will not abandon my posts. I will not abandon my mission. I will not abandon my agenda. Because as I have told so many of you for so long, I do the work that I do because I believe that I was born to do it. This isn't coming from a place of narcissism. This isn't coming from a place of arrogance. But I believe within my heart that it is no coincidence that I happen to be related to the greatest black leader of the 19th century, and that I happen to be a disciple of the greatest black leader of the 20th century. I don't believe in coincidences. I don't believe it was a coincidence that my mother brought me into this world on the same day that the Nat Turner War began. That she brought me into this world on the same day that the Haitian Revolution began. That she brought me into this world the same day that the George Jackson prison revolution began. That she brought me into this world on the same day that the Frederick Douglass Fugitive Slave Convention began. I don't believe in no coincidences. So I'm going to stay in the fort. They can take the bachelors. They can take the second bachelors. They can take the first masters. They can take the second masters. They can take the third masters. They can take the doctorate degree. They can take the principal certificate. They can take the school psychology certificate. They can prevent me from getting my license as a psychologist. Whatever it is they want to do, they can go ahead and do it. But I will continue to fight for the rights of our children, and I will continue to fight for the rights of our people. And I want to thank all you brothers and sisters who have stood by my side through thick and thin. You were there in 2015 when a certain female tried to destroy my credibility by lying and saying that I took school money and spent it inappropriately, that she saw me spend money from the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. If that's true, may I die right now. If she saw me spending money from your pocket that you gave me to build a school for our children, may I die right now. And what bothered me then was that so many brothers in the conscious community, some of whom I considered to be associates, some of whom I've helped get paid, they seized upon the opportunity that she presented to try to destroy Dr. Umar Johnson through their platform on their media outlets. Everywhere I turned, there was a conversation about me without me. Everywhere I turned, a conversation about me without me. Up until 2015, I didn't have these problems. But the minute I started raising money to give our children a school that they deserve, all of a sudden, my problems began. In that very same year, that coon from Philadelphia began writing articles about me, jealous because he wished he could have been me. He wanted to be where I am and where I was then. And because his career didn't take off the way that my career did, he resorted to character assassinate. He resorted to passing around lies that I didn't have a doctorate, which all of you have since learned to be true. He resorted to coming up with fanciful schemes and ideas about me stealing school money. He started the fire that so many other thirsty, self-hating Negroes would then join in upon. But it's not about him today. Even as I sit here talking to you right now, another brother in the conscious community, a brother who claims he wants to work with me, a brother who tells people every chance he gets an opportunity that he wants to bury the hatchet with Dr. Umar Johnson. Well, he just did an 1.5-hour video, taking every shot he possibly could, bringing up every misstep, every mishap, and every misattribution made about me over the past year or two. As thirsty as he could possibly be, he could not wait to do a video on me. Why in the hell does a black man need to spend 90 minutes on film talking about another black man? Reminds me of another buffoon up in New York who did a 90-minute movie back in 2015 when that situation happened. But brothers and sisters, it ain't about them, it's about us. It's about our future. Let's talk about the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy.